Good morning or good afternoon when this video reaches you from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well today, sending loads of love as usual. Very bleak day out there, and I'm going to travel and go and watch the football in the big surroundings with my nephew Quincy. I had bad dreams last night, believing that we'd been knocked out already, us being England. Deep foreboding today when I woke up. Does the dream mean anything? And a game that we really should win, but over the years we've seen countless times when many teams are meant to win and they don't. But we remain optimistic and we're hoping that we can get through to the next round. Now, yesterday I touched upon the fact that I had two stories about Shane Taylor and a couple of periods that I'd spent with him, but wasn't sure whether I was allowed to talk about them. Because of the sensitivity surrounding it with court cases and crime scenes and that kind of stuff. All I'm remembering is what I saw at that time, and I didn't get much more information about the endings of those particular fights. Now I get permission, and this one went around about the same time, like I mentioned in the video the other day, is when he was doing that 10-man unlock or whatever with the shields down the block. Now, when you're incarcerated, CSU, or you're coming down to the segregation for long periods of time, you then start beginning to get assessed to see if you're suitable enough to go back on normal location. Now, because of the stuff that he allegedly had done with prison staff regarding weapons and that kind of stuff, he was down those segs for quite some time. So in the end, he gets an assessment. He says, yes, I want to go back on normal location and mix in with general population. They put a package together and say, a favourite one of theirs as well is when they do let you back on normal location, the staff will call you in the office and say, look, fresh start, we'll put it all behind us. You won't be able to leave the wing for now to go on normal employment while you're being assessed up on the trial period basis up here. But while you're up on the wing, we will make sure that you're not behind your door day in and day out, and we will give you a trial period as a cleaner of some sort. So after the first day, I told you a bit about that. We met him, sat down with him, unpacked his kit. Glad to be back up, Shane, blah, 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 blah. How I keep getting him mixed up with the Manchester lot is beyond me. I think it's because he had a lot of friends that were Manchester, but he's in fact from Middlesbrough. So sorry about that one as well, if you get what I mean. So he comes up. They tell him all that. The second day, third day, he's out cleaning on the landings, whether it's mopping the floor, cleaning the kitchen, helping with the kit, bringing it here, bringing it there. You know, he's got an activity to do so that his time's taken up where he's not spending all of that time, especially with some of the mental health issues that he has behind the door all alone, if you get what I mean. So they do all that at first, but designed to make you fail, I believe, sometimes as well, because if they give you that chance of, you know, a little while of having, you know, putting a bit of trust in you by giving you a job, if you fail that and it all goes wrong again, they can tell the powers that be, well, we did give him a trial period and he messed up again, kind of thing. So we've got the right to keep him down the seg a little bit longer. Just one of those things, not absolutely all of it, of course, but I do know that is one of the behaviours of staff in those categories when you've done serious things, especially towards staff in there. Now, he's out cleaning for a couple of days, right? Now, there's another geezer on there, big, broad geezer from up north somewhere. His name is Mirz, right? So he is the #1 cleaner and likes giving out orders to everybody else. Don't forget, you do the bins, you do that. You know, there's a board, a list, #1 him, #2 this, #3 that, #4 that. He has the hot plate bit as well as the wing bits. So he's basically got the whole cleaning thing boxed off, probably with the staff as well, if you get what I mean. So any reports that have to go anywhere, they will have to go to him to say who didn't do this bit and who do that bit. And some people free it up quite easily, if you get what I mean. So he, you know, gets talking to Shane a little bit, and then they starts getting a bit too familiarity breeds contempt. Now, Shane quite openly admits that he's got a few mental health issues, and if you're going to talk to him a bit funny in whatever capacity, he might find it disrespectful, or he might get the wrong trailer for which has happened a lot during his life, which we'll hear more about when he does come on mine next year. He's been on another podcast as well, of course, and shared certain parts of his story already. But none of the things that I think I'm going to be talking about, with a couple of things that I've got stored. So that shouting from the freeze, from Mirz down to him, make sure carry that down there, and then all of a sudden it becomes, oi, what's your name again, and all that there. Shane, looks, thinks, who you talking to? Don't address me like that. He's not saying anything, but you can see by his look that he's getting ideas in his head. And, if I'm watching from a distance, I'm thinking, you're dealing with him the wrong way. You don't really know him. You haven't been anywhere else with him, and you don't know what kind of character he is. So after the second day, he turns around and says to Mirz, be careful how you shout across the landing. If you want to talk to me, call me upstairs and we can talk quietly. I'm only asking you to just do your job and do red rag to a bull. He bangs up, thinks about it overnight, overthinks it, and thinks that everybody is taking the piss out of him and that you're talking to him and everybody's listening, and it's going to make him feel even more insecure with the troubles that he has with himself anyway. So on the third day, he sets it up quite neatly and cunningly in his mind that if you do step out of line today, I'm going to be ready and set for you, if you get what I mean, which many men can do sometimes while you're in those places. He does the same thing. So on this day, when he's shouting down from the freeze, Shane says, who you talking? I'm talking to you. Who do you think you are? You've just come on the wing. Who the hell are you? And Shane drops the mop and says, okay, I'm coming up there, like that. The only thing is that it was near Labour time. Labour time means that people that have gone off the wing for work are on their way back for around 11 o'clock, that kind of time. And some of us are out, not as cleaners, but when you're unemployed, sometimes you get unlocked. Sometimes in certain cases, 20 minutes or so before everybody comes back, if you get what I mean. So you get a shower and that kind of stuff, right? Now, when he's gone up there, he's gone on the march up there, he's told Mirz, let's go into the shower room on a neutral ground. Mirz says, no, I'm not going into no shower, something to do with the water that's slipping, and I've got my dungarees on and my slippers on and that kind of stuff. Shane says, all right, then where do you want to go? Mirz says, let's go into mine now. If I was Shane, I wouldn't have gone into another man's cell for such a thing, even though I have done it. I know that what can come back from it, if it goes over the top in there, the one thing that they would always ask is, what was you doing in his cell, if you get what I mean now. He's gone up the stairs. 5, 6 of us are watching, shaking our heads and trying to, we'll thinking about making a move, but all of us moving a bit slowly to go up the stairs and follow behind Shane to say, Shane, leave it. You've just come on the wing, blah, 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 blah. But Shane's going up there very, very quickly. So he goes up the stairs, does a left, turns that way. And at that same time, a prison officer is coming through the gate with what? With the mail in his hand. The mail that people send you, when you write letters outside, they write to you back. And what normally happens is a prison officer will put it under your door or open your door and put it on your bed. And if you're not in a cell, lock back the cell. So Shane's already reached the door. They've gone into the cell. Now, all of us are thinking, well, we shouldn't really go up there and make a show of it, because it'll be like hotting up the fight, if you get what I mean. If too many people are at the door, they can see everybody watching, and it will probably bring the attention to the staff, kind of thing. So we're all kind of loitering. But after a few bits of banging and furniture and a whole lot of noise going on there, and a little scream as well, but not from Shane, if you get what I mean, the door slams. So the door slams now, and we're thinking, no, you're going to be stuck in there now. So then we start to walk towards the cell, 3 of us as well, right? So at this time, the prison officer's coming with the mail. We can't get there quick enough to the door. The prison officer gets to the door first, look through the spile, can see exactly what's going on, and presses the bell, right? So we're all backed off. The scoop officers come running on. The door opens, and it is a bit of a bloodbath in there, right? With Mirz stretched out on the floor, right? No surprises there. So he comes out the cell first, Shane. So we're looking, can't see no bruises or marks over him, right? Apparently Shane can't even remember. You know, he doesn't remember until they showed him the photographs of everything. That's how blank his mind goes when fights and things go on. I've heard that familiar story over a period of time as well with certain men with a little bit of difficulties upstairs. Now, they banged up the whole wing, right? So Shane's been taken away, right? So they're clearing up, and it is a crime scene. Mirz gone to hospital with his injuries and everything. Last time I saw Shane for that period in Whitemore, until again I saw him in Long Lartin where something else happened. And then I saw the geezer that he had a fight with in Long Lartin. He gave me a very different version to the one that we all witnessed in Whitemore. Some people were just a bit deluded, or, you know, egos get the better of them. But the bad thing is that they were pressuring. They wanted him so bad to get a court case out of everything for something that he didn't really start, if you get what I mean, where another man was belittling him, that kind of stuff. They were getting Mirz to press charges and to get him in the courtroom so that they could get him more time, so that, because remember, he's got a release date on his, as far as I remember, Shane. So any other sentence on top of that regarding violence, you are going to be away a long, long time. So it works out that Mirz holds quite strong and doesn't press charges. And Shane, you know, celebrates the reliefs like months later to get that letter through the post to say, no, we won't be going ahead with the charges. We're not unsure. The victim, or whatever way they described it, doesn't want to go through with the case, and the case is closed. So he got a lucky escape there, if you get what I mean. I've got another story coming up before I travel. Sending loads of love to you all, of course.